2026 looks like a year which is gonna be packed with really good stuff, and I don't mean just because of the GTA 6, but for us, 4STORY enjoyers, that's gonna be mainly because of the long-awaited 4STORY 2, which Zema Interactive, the official developers of 4STORY, reminded us of that they are still working on it, even though we know Zema Interactive's speed of work. Snail. No, anyways, just a little sneak peek into what we're gonna go over after the main news, let's say, is this list of, experience events in general, because they seem to be a little bit desperate for players, because, why they wouldn't be desperate, because, they dropped from 200 in a peak all the way down to 60. Why I say Zema Interactive is desperate? Well, check it out. 100% experience event all day. That was yesterday. I was recording this video yesterday, but I totally fucked up. So, yeah, this link leads to a Steam store page, which contains Iverian Wars, Craxion vs Defugel on Steam. And again, Iverian, it's Iberia. Okay, sorry. That has to be a freaking nuke for my microphone. Comment right on this post is like a gem, man. That guy is spitting freaking facts, man. Check it out. If development continues with this rate, our grandchildren will be able to play it. I couldn't have said it better, but alright, so let's click on it. Those of you who have seen this page before it got rebranded to the Iverian Wars, Craxion vs Defugel. Sorry. Also, by seeing the trailer itself and the screenshots, know that this was the 4STORY origin Steam page. But there are some news, and so I will show you them. But we are gonna also, before that, check out the trailer if you haven't seen it really. But I'm gonna check it out on YouTube because Steam store page is destroyed for me. It's not really working. Oh my fucking god, that was a freaking loud ass trailer, but that was my problem. Yeah, I had it maxed out. Iverian Wars, Craxion vs Defugel. Because I'm curious, kurwa, I cannot type, man, Defugel. Because I'm curious if already the game, and it's there. But that's, I believe, automatic, right? Let's click on it. There's nothing really, but if you'll type 4STORY origin, then we're gonna get to the Why my video is first, but it's not even about no, it's the origin. Don't really know how Iberia Records is connected to Zema Interactive, but according to my knowledge, it is just a random guy or woman, doing these videos. And I will repeat once more, what are they doing on this game that long? At this current moment, it should be like 4STORY 7 in terms of graphics, in terms of battles, everything. Alright, so we are entering the dungeon, and by the way, that's not really Iron, right? So that's just a random guy. Oh, random. Okay, so we are continuing through the dungeon. Time-space mission.
Divine powers came so suddenly, with such magnificent forces. Nations were drawn into it, and fighting never ceased. I went to find its origins, and then there it was, the Great War. The bloody war that broke the balance between good and evil. Mankind versus mankind. You see, they were fighting the wars in the name of the gods. Surprised? You ain't seen nothing yet. 4STORY origin.
Okay, nice. Very nice voiceover, I have to say that right away, but I'm not really a fan of this kind of, you can use it, you can use this style of teaser, trailer, but then you have to also release something, out of the actual game, because from what I've just seen, this is just 4STORY. This told me really nothing. Will it be pay to win? Broski, man, how you can ask this question with such an obvious answer? It's not gonna be pay to win. I say it's gonna be most likely pay to win, even though another guy under him says that it's not gonna. They said that it wouldn't be pay to win, but let's see. Alright, so I believe that's everything really for the trailer, 4STORY origin, aka Iverian Wars, Craxion vs Defugel. Don't really know how this game is supposed to be different from the 4STORY. I would probably be more glad for them creating like a sequel and not just a 4-story HD version, because this seems like a little bit more HD judging by the armor of the warrior. I want to say that it is the armor, the Valorian, the white armor, if you know, but just in a black version a little bit. Especially the helmet is like reminding me of another armor. We can also click through the screenshots. Like, yeah, as I said, it's looking a little bit more HD. 4-story, yeah, especially when it comes to those textures. These tones are, I would say, a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Also, the sky actually is much better made, because the 4-story sky and the landscape in the distance, you know, it's not really blended well, let's say. Maybe I'm the only one, probably I'm the only one caring about this, but you understand, I mentioned it in a lot of my 4-story videos. You know, you have like mountains in the background which are like lit, and then the sky behind it, if there would be a night, it would be night, but the mountains would be brighter than the sky. Doesn't make sense. I know it's MMORPG, but it can like... Alright, so here we got some castle war, probably, location. Next screenshot, different map. Yeah, check out the sky. If it's gonna look like this, also the trees. Also the trees look a little bit better. Here we got squad forming from, seems like just mages. This is mage, this is baby priest, don't really know. All I can see is staff. We can full screen, and this is warrior, and this is maybe Nightwalker. And the last one is Castle War, and this like looks a little bit closer to the Throne of Liberty. This is 4-story 2, Throne of Liberty is like 4-story 7. For some reason, I just see hordes of priests and mages because of those staffs, man. Well, let's count it. 1, 2, that's maybe the Evocator cannot have this armor, can he? I don't know. Oh, anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. What the hell are those priests and mages doing them, and like put there some warrior? Like they have their swords, okay. So here we got basically the location from the first screenshot, but with players. So someone already had to have access to this game, or they just put there like bots. It would be good if they would incorporate into this game bots when it comes to PvP, you know, like it can be meant for training yourself before you will go for the actual PvP stuff. A little bit different spells. This purple one is similar. What spell is it? That's some buff, right? So it has to be some fighting spell. Here we got another one. This orange one, a little bit different. Don't really know what that should be. It fits in the 4-story right now. Definitely what hasn't changed is the hairstyle of fairies, because this one is in the game even these days, right? So... Why they will just publish a same little bit better looking 4-story? Tell me, what the hell is this like logic? I don't know, man. Semi-interactive just seems like it's not even like human. It's not made out of humans. It's freaking AI, because they are doing such unreasonable moves. You know, you have here this, which got updated a little bit by this news. I don't know if this was there even back then, but probably not, because they had to upload there also the new Iverian Wars graphics. When knowing about this, that they are working again on a new game, that doesn't make sense, man. They should be focusing on 4-story, the original. Why they're not doing that? There are like information flying around the internet that it's done by a different studio. That would actually explain the situation, because I wanted to continue, you know, with this thought of mine that, you know, Semi-Interactive, in my opinion, is not really a studio with 200 of people. So let's say 10 crews, you know, one crew working on GTA, another crew working on Call of Duty, another one on 4-story, the original. Unreasonable moves. And why they're focusing now on 4-story 2, let's say, or that's better pronounced set, than freaking Iverian Wars, Craxion vs. Defugel. Then focusing on 4-story, the original. And why, when this was announced in 2020, you know, they were focusing on it because they announced it. Then they were doing something, and out of a sudden they published 4-story, the original. Now anyways, let's click on the recent events. This is, I believe, a new stuff. Yeah, it is. News posted Wednesday, This is exactly what I talked about, man. Freaking Steam is not working, what the hell? We just gotta, I guess, not really aim on the release date of these news, which is a Christmas Eve. So it was like a little Christmas present, a little reminder that they are still working on something and they're not really lying, they are not really drowning in the big pile of money, which they have from the 4STORY, the original, you know, judging by what people are able to buy there. Anyways, Zema Interactive announces new MMORPG project Iverian Wars, Craxion vs. Defugel, a new MMORPG inspired by the world of its flagship IP 4STORY, with a planned release in 2026. So it's coming, guys, it's coming, but what the hell is IP? Freaking IP address? And another thing, why inspired? It should be a freaking sequel, and this sounds like it's gonna be just 4STORY HD, as I said many times, man. Fuck, kurva, man. It just cannot be perfect. Project Iverian Wars, Craxion vs. Defugel is a faction-based strategic action MMORPG that offers a wide range of combat experiences, from a small-scale skirmishes to a massive large-scale faction wars. By emphasizing the core strengths of the MMORPG genre, the game allows players to freely develop their own combat styles and strategies, making large-scale warfare accessible to a broad audience. Alright, that's probably like just copied from the 4STORY's description. While drawing inspiration from the established universe of 4STORY, the title presents a reimagined version of the world of Iberia. Ah, hell no, man, it's gonna be just a freaking copy. Set in a timeline shaped by a dramatic shift in the wheel of time, the game introduces a new narrative and a renewed setting, offering both familiarity and fresh experience. Okay, let's not judge it right away. We don't know anything about this game. We know absolutely nothing. So maybe it's gonna be good, but we know Zema Interactive. Iverian Wars places a strong focus on expansive battlefield content, delivering a modern interpretation of large-scale warfare through refined combat systems, strategic depth, and cooperative gameplay. And also, a representative from Zema Interactive stated, Iverian Wars Craxion vs. Defugel builds upon the legacy of the 4STORY universe while expanding it with large-scale faction warfare and a high degree of strategic freedom. Our goal is to deliver a modern MMORPG that experience that appeals to both long-time fans and new players alike. Man, I couldn't just be freaking worker in Zema Interactive because like everything you will say is just a freaking meme, or like you don't basically believe it as a 4STORY enjoyer. But let's see. Project Iverian Wars is currently in development, and additional information including testing schedules and future updates will be announced at a later date. In 2026, man, let's hope it's gonna be in 2026, okay. Comments? 29 likes, by the way. Oh, this is just stupid. How can you just pretend like you didn't go completely radio silent for years? Complete void of any sense of morality. Yeah, that's exactly what I said 5 seconds ago, man. Like, they are not doing anything, man, the whole time. They are just like living from few guys which are pouring into 4STORY like millions, let's say. That's a Korean, right? What is the situation in Korea? $1 United States dollar equals to 1,444 South Korean wons. My thought with this was that they are millionaires because of a few Europeans, Americans which pour into it a couple of hundred thousands of dollars back in the days, you know, over the period of time that the 4STORY is existing. But maybe they are just like, I'm working with bigger amounts, you know, everything is amplified and they are not really buying stuff for $3, but for 3,000 won, I don't know, man, you understand. And so now we can jump back on the 4STORY Online official community Facebook page, because as I mentioned at the beginning, they are really desperate to have some players, because SteamDB time, let's check it out. 60 players is 24-hour peak. But 1 PM is not really the hour when the 24-hour peak happens, so I get it that there's only 48 out of 60 of players playing it currently, man. That's such a difference. But I don't understand why for those 150 of players which left, a repeated joke over and over was out of a sudden not funny anymore, because, you know, it was fun for them for 10 years, let's say, but I don't know how long they were playing 4STORY, you know, interesting, I just don't get it. This whole downfall started with 220 people, and over the course of 2 months, I believe, it got to 60, so I cannot really imagine what's gonna happen after another month, but there's gonna be like 20 people. You will not even meet them. One in the document, another one in Castle War fighting another guy, man, 1 versus 1. I don't really know, man. It's gonna be properly shut down, you know. It's not. There's no real point of paying for those servers. Like even EA did it back in the days. In 2015, I believe, with the Need for Speed World, I also recorded. It wasn't really profitable for them, and it's a much larger company compared to Zema Interactive, I would say. Or EA, man. It's a freaking EA, and they also shut it down. Why they should feed it when it was not really played as they expected it to be played. Anyway, now we're gonna go over the events I teased you with at the beginning, starting off with 100% Honor event being applied the whole day, then 300% Magic Item Drop event being from 2 to 4 AM, which I still understand why they're pretending like they have a big community made from Americans, because vast majority of people playing this game is from Europe. That's how it was, how it's gonna be, how it is, you know, I would say. But like on the other hand, why not? Because otherwise it would be just an empty window where nothing will be happening. And so for those 3 guys having sleeping balance switched, they will put there something on for those 3 Americans also. Let's continue. 200% gemstone event and the mentioned 5 freaking 100% experience event being applied the whole day. And that's happening right like after I'm not really playing it anymore. Kurva, that's my luck. Freaking man, guys from Zema Interactive. Maybe this is not really them being desperate, but it's only because of the holidays. That's also very highly possible, but yeah. Anyways, let's continue. Monster Invasion, that's happening every 30 minutes, seems like, almost. Yeah. But now, quite like interesting is this section. Consecutive login event. First day, you're gonna be rewarded with 1 3-hour turbo chocolate. Not bad, not bad. The second day to this turbo chocolate will be added 300% experience potion for 1 hour. Third day, the same thing, but on top of that, scroll of resurrection. That's not really that interesting to me. Fourth day, on the other hand, you will get 2 3-hour turbo chocolates. Fifth day, on the other hand, the experience potions will be raised to 2. But now, from the 6th day all the way to 28th day, you will get, every single time you will log in, at least for 30 minutes, 2 3-hour turbo chocolates, 2 300% experience potions, and 2 scroll of resurrection. And so, theoretically, if you'll be logging in into the turbo into the 4STORY, the original, and collecting these turbo chocolates and mainly 300% experience potions, also it's a bit grinding, but you don't have to, you have to do it after that, because you will have a freaking stash full of 300% experience potions. 1, 2, 3, 5. No, basically a lot. I suck at counting, so if you wanna, you can count it and put it down in the comment section so other people can see the massive amount of these experience potions. All of these potions, turbo chocolates, that's essentially a free ticket to the maximum level. Because don't tell me this is not gonna be enough. And this is gonna be enough for 2 characters even, but you cannot really transfer it, so that's only for 1. Maybe I should log in into the 4STORY, the original, for 30 minutes, but this is for free. This is actually for free, totally. Sadly, we're not gonna end this video in a positive way, because they're about to increase the maximum upgrade level of items from plus 24 to what? Yes, you've guessed it correctly, to plus 28. Nice, nice, man. Now all free-to-play players are totally doomed. Not even back then, you know, 16, 24, that's an insane jump, insane, like, you know, difference when it comes to defense, weapon damages, like, yeah, okay, so now they totally, like, killed that guy lying on the ground dying just with the last punch. It doesn't matter really, nobody's playing this game, so they can put their plus 36 even, like, so yeah, that's insane. We can click on that and check it out. On January 7th, we'll be rolling out a major progression update that significantly expands character growth and endgame potential. I just cannot imagine how many scrolls, tinctures, sanity potions is gonna require to get something on plus 28. That's like next level when it comes to the chances, you know, those chances of successfully upgrading something by 1 or 3 levels, 2 levels also. You know, that's like on the all-time low, let's say. It's hard even to upgrade something to plus 5. What the hell? No, anyways, okay. So yeah, as I said, this is quite like sad news for those last 60 players in the peak playing this game still. There are also some other coupons. Ooh, 10 300% experience plus for 4 hours. Oh, what that means 10. Or a turbo experience chocolate for 168 hours. And if you wanna play 4STORY the original, don't do it, especially for PvP. But if you just wanna like, you know, achieve the goal of being the maximum level, I for example haven't really achieved still, you can go for it right now because of getting this absolutely free of charge. But that was a week ago, as we can see, December 24th, so it might not be working anymore. Now you have to watch that Facebook page every single day. But mainly also because of these events, which I don't know if they are also still working. Because consecutive login event, don't really know if that counts, you know, from the time it's active, from your first day login into the game, because this is most likely not really like December 1st, December 2nd, this is counting from your first day after this event is running, you know, after you will log in into the game. So yeah, go for it. Definitely now it is the good time to, you know, level up the maximum level, because it's gonna be hella fast, man. It's gonna be faster even than on P4STORY. Hopefully the 4STORY 2 long-awaited one is gonna be good game. It doesn't need to be perfect, it doesn't have to be fantastic, you know, it has quite like high competition, as I mentioned many times. Throne and Liberty, I have uploaded my first time playing this game, first part, you know, second one is coming very soon, tomorrow maybe. That game is a next level of MMORPG, so I highly recommend you to check it out, enjoy it with me together. Yeah, hopefully the 4STORY 2 is gonna be also at least like from 50% the same as the Throne and Liberty, but that's not gonna most likely happen. We should have everything. Yeah, we should have everything in the next year. We should accomplish everything in the next year. And one last little fun fact, we're actually ending this whole year, this whole chapter with the absolutely same game. 4STORY the original. With this one, I started it and it's been a good ride. I expected, like my plan was to record like 20 videos and right away move on, but it turned out a little bit different. You know, plans don't work out typically. But yeah, as I said, it's been a good ride, but it's time to move on to a better games. First of all, and just like this is the same game, you know, what I should record about it, nothing, you know, just like this is interesting news. And basically till the 4STORY 2 won't come out, you will probably not really see any 4STORY video from me, but I'm gonna appreciate you visiting the Throne and Liberty series, because that's an absolutely insane game. And like 4STORY 7, I'm telling you, so hopefully I will see you there. Don't drink too much, and then I hope you will step with the good foot into the new years. What the hell was that? No, whatever. Okay, bye, 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 boy.